In this video, I'm going to model for you guys how to do a claim, evidence, and reasoning on a exponential decay or exponential growth problem. First off, we're asked to write an equation to model this exponential graph, and so we need to remember what the closed form of an equation for exponential functions look like, which is f of x equals to a number a times a number b to the x power. A is supposed to be our y-intercept, so to find that, we just look at our graph where the line intersects the y-axis, and we find it here at 0, 6, so our A value should be 6 in the equation. To find B, which is a factor or multiple that we are multiplying by each time to get the next output, we'll have to identify another point that's on this line. So another point that's on this graph is 1, 9, and so now we can look at the difference between 0, 6, one of the points, and 1, 9, and use that to help us figure out what we are multiplying by in order to get from one output to the next one. To get from 6 to 9, and to figure out what we're multiplying by to get this to happen, we can divide 6 from both sides, and that gives us 9 divided by 6, which simplifies to 3 over 2. So in order to get from one output to another, we have to multiply by 3 halves each time. This means our factor or multiple b is 3 halves. Now that we know our y-intercept and factor and multiple, we can write that into our exponential form with f of x equal to 6, which was our y-intercept, times 3 halves, which was our factor or multiple, to the x power. From this equation we've created, we can see that our b value is greater than 1, which means that this graph is showing exponential growth. You can also tell that this graph is showing exponential growth because the line is getting farther and farther away from 0 as your input values increase. Therefore, my claim is that the equation that models the graph is f of x equals 6 times 3 halves to the x power, and this graph shows exponential growth. I also want to highlight some of the key words that I use in my reasoning that lets me know I'm about to explain why I decided to do something. So A is 6, to determine the factor, to figure out the factor, because all of these words are used to justify why I decided to do a certain operation or how I came to a certain conclusion about the numbers.